forgot two things that there were, apart from job role, duty role, abstract role, there was another one. What is other role? It's basically given in cloud for maintaining the compatibility with the roles which were uh, present before the 11i version. And basically, as discussed, abstract role is given to users whose job isn't defined yet. So basically, for um, doing the common duties. So all the common duties, if an new employee joins in an organization, then for doing the common duties, an abstract role, which comprises of certain duty roles and privileges, that is given instead of a job role. The next topic is simulator navigator. Create custom role using standard seeded role, or create custom role using the create role button. Then we have compare roles. We have auto provision role. Then we also have data access and how to assign a data access set. So first of all, simulator, how to go to simulator navigator is, we'll go to tools, security console, roles. We'll search for a job role, let's say account payable manager here. Once we click on it, a section opens which has name, code, description of that role, and also a button, a downward arrow button. Here we have four options: edit role, copy role, compare role, and simulator navigator. We click on simulator navigator and a window opens, a new window opens. In that window there are multiple duty roles and privileges which are present for that particular role, or within that particular offering. So here we do a control F. Let's say now I have this is my job role, accounts payable manager is my job role, and now I want to see for payables which are the privileges and which are the duty roles which are a part of or which are accessible to a job role. So the hierarchy is like this: the job role and the data role. Data role comprises of a job role and data access. A job role comprises of duty role and privileges. So once I click on the simulator navigator, a new window opens. We'll do a control F and search for, let's say, payables. It shows 3 or 4 uh, topics like payables, dashboard, invoices, and payments. Let's say I click on invoices. Once I click on it, it will show me two options. Once to view the roles which grant access to this particular account payable job role. Here we have two options. Once I click on invoices, we have two options: view roles that grant access to what? These are duty roles, because this comes below the in the hierarchy, it comes below the job role. So these are the duty roles which will grant access to the job role of account payable manager, because for that I've opened here, I've searched it and I've opened a simulator navigator for that. And the next one is the privileges which are required to make a menu. If we know that in 11i or in R12, menu is nothing but a job role. A responsibility was equivalent to a data role, which is nothing but combination of job role plus data access, and submenus were equivalent to job role and duty roles. Then we had form and functions which were equivalent to the privileges. Similarly, we had along with menu, we had profile options. Here along with job role, we have data access set. That's nothing but giving a set of data, or what kind of data or which data to be accessed, and that data access is given based upon the legal employer and the business unit, who is the legal employer and what is the business unit. So this is how I see if whatever job role or whatever role, if whenever there is a need to add a role, new role, then first of all, then the simulator navigator comes into picture to search. Let's say I want to make a new job role and I need to search for the standard role, or a seated role like AP, account payable manager. What are the duty roles and privileges associated with that particular role? So I'll go to search it, click on simulator navigator, search for the payables or the whatever the offering name is. And here, with depending upon for what we are searching, like for invoices or payments, for everything it shows two options: view roles that grant access, and view privileges which are required for the menu or the job role. These two things. Now here it shows duty roles. These are the functional privileges. Apart from this, every single all the privileges it lists one navigator. It will opens a new window. In the window there is a list of all the privileges and every single entity present there. It shows either there are two symbols there, either it's locked, there is a lock in front of it, or there is a warning symbol. If it's locked, then it means that it is not accessible, whether it's a privilege or a duty role, it is not accessible by this account payable manager job role. This is not accessible to that. If the list has once we open the simulator navigator, if the job role the list has any entity in the list has a lock in front of it, it means it is not accessible from the account payable manager. And if it has a warning sign, it means that that particular entity in the simulator navigator, it has dependency on some other role or a privilege. So yeah, this basically is used, simulator navigator is used to, whenever I want to create a new role and I want to see from that particular job role or a standard job role that I want to copy or want to imitate, what are the duty roles and privileges under that job role which are accessible to it. So for that, simulator navigator is used. Now the next topic is creating the custom role in using this seated or standard role. So in the R12, role was nothing but it's basically like the data role, which was equivalent to a responsibility in R12. So it could be made from two things. One was a seeded a seeded or a standard menu, or it could be made from a custom menu. So if it was a standard menu, it would exclude the submenus and functions. The submenus and functions would be excluded. Whereas if it was made from a custom menu, then inside the custom menu, it could have standard or custom made submenus and functions. It could have either seeded or the standard, or custom functions and submenus. So there were two methods, either to use the standard menu, all the menus available, I would use all the standard menus and then create a responsibility, or I would use a custom menu. Again, a custom menu would always include standard or custom functions and submenus, whereas in standard menu, these submenus and functions were excluded. So here what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a custom role using a seeded role. So already standard role or a seeded role is present. What I'll do is I'll use a copy option. So first of all, we'll go to tools, security console roles. We'll search for a job role like account payable manager. This is again a standard value. How to recognize it? It starts with aura underscore. And for this, once you open this, if there is the edit option once I click on this, usually there are 4 options that comes along with this symbol. Once I click on this, we search for manager, we click on the role, job role, and there is this symbol that appears, and if I click on this, there are only 3 options present. The edit role option is disabled because this is a standard job role. How to see? Aura, it starts with aura underscore, and it's a job role, so it will end with underscore job. So the edit role option here is disabled. Instead, we have a copy role, we have compare role, and we have a simulator navigator. Other three options present. So here we'll, because the copy role is present, so we'll click on copy role, copy top role, and inherited roles. There are 2 options. Only top role, or meaning it only copies the AP account payable manager job role. It doesn't copy all the privileges or all the duty roles associated with this AP manager. If we select this, if I select this, copy top role and inherited roles, these inherited roles are nothing but duty roles and all the privileges and everything associated with this job role. So we'll select first one, copy top role. Once I select this, there are 6 sections that appear to provide information for creating a new role. BFD RUS, I've initialized everything to remember. First one is the basic information tab. Here I'll give a role name and role code. So we can, for example, I am trying to recognize it easily. I have given XYZ custom, and with code, the code should be in the capital letters and with should have a underscore in between. It should not be discontinuous, or it shouldn't have any space. So I'll end it with custom for readability. So you give role name and role code. Here the predefined role, if it's a standard role, then what happens is, it's here there is a checkbox, predefined role, that is checked for standard or seeded roles. But because I'm copying it now, and this is not a standard role, then here the predefined role, this option is unchecked, or this is disabled rather. Here the next one, so once I give the name and code, we'll go to next step. You have functional security policies. We can add either add or delete the policies, functional security policies. Now, how to identify which policies I need to include, which policies I need to delete? So I can search for a standard role, and once I search for the standard role, I'll go to simulator navigator. I'll open the simulator navigator with AP manager. I'll just go to till this step. I'll go here. Here again I'll get a simulator navigator. I'll open this navigator in a window, and I'll see for that particular, let's say for invoices, if again for invoices, what roles or what privileges are associated with that roles. So I'll see for all the functional security policies what to add or what to delete, which are present on the policy. So for this purpose, and for copying everything, whatever the functional security policies which are present for a standard job role are present, I need to identify those, and I need to copy the same thing, and I need to leave them, or if I want to add or delete anything, I need to do that. For that I use simulator navigator. Once I use this, so what I'll do is I click on the policy. Let's say if standard one doesn't have 2 or 3 policies, so I'll click on the policy and delete it. If it has few more policies which are not present here, then what I'll do is add functional security policy, or there is a requirement for adding few more, customer requirement, then what we'll do is add functional security policy. We'll click on this button, and we have a list, and check all those things, and we'll add those functional security policies. Now after this, the next step is to add a data security policies. Here I have initialized this. This is nothing but basic information, which was the first step. This was the first step. Second was step was functional security policy. Third step is data security policies. After that, we have a role hierarchy step. After which, fifth step is to add users. The last step is a summary, and after summary, we have another step to check if the entire process is done or not. So, after functional security policy, the next thing to do is a data security policy. So here the difference between functional and data security policies are this will give me a data set, or this step will provide security for certain data source object. Let's say I want to give a security to certain object like a database resource like a business unit. Then I'll create a policy on that data security policy for that. And only creating a data security policy won't be necessary. I need to use a functional security policy related to the same business unit uh, to be to make available to the customer, to the users. So here in the data security policies, we have three options. Here it was only deleting and adding. Here we have three options. We had add and delete, right? Here we have create, to create a data security policy, to remove a data security policy, and to edit one. So according to the need, we can either create a new data security policy, we can remove the existing ones. We have a list of data security policies here, and we have a button like this in front to remove or to edit the existing one, or to create a new data security policy. So if I click on edit, it gives me a list of all the DSPs, current DSPs, and there I can click on the action button to check or uncheck whatever are needed, either deletion or making any changes. The next step is role hierarchy. So here we will add the roles. So role hierarchy is nothing but to the existing this role, what are the roles that the next role, the duty roles I need to add. Here we'll search. First of all, there is a in the window there is a add role button. So we'll click on add role, search for the role name, and we have a button again to add role membership. So click on add role, search for the role name, the duty role name, and add role membership. If there are already existing duty roles here, and I want to delete those duty roles, then we'll select and click on delete. So whenever role comes in picture, we have previously also seen whenever we were creating in the very first step, when we were creating, looking for a job role, we were searching for the job role. Here all the role code and this information comes: role name, role code, inherited by role name, inherited by role code, which are the roles which are inherited by this particular role. AP account payable manager. So here again, here also we had a export to Excel option, right? To export this information, we had export to Excel option. Here again we will have the same thing because we are dealing with roles here. So I can delete the selected role. Then we have export to Excel option, and here also the role name, role code, inherited by role name, inherited by role code. This information is present. Next thing is to go for users. So what we do is we click on add user, search for the username, and add user to the role. We'll click on, after searching for the name, we'll click on the button add user to the role. We can skip this step, and after creating this custom role from a seeded role, we can go to user and we can add role there, or we can directly assign add user here in this step. It's our choice. So after this, the last one is a summary. So all the previous steps, whatever deletion, additions are made in each of the sections, the summary comes here. After checking the summary, what we can do is we can do submit and close. Once this is done, a process code is generated. Now in the very previous step, in the starting step, in tools security console, we had multiple choices here. Like in tools, after security consoles, we have here roles, users, all these things. So instead of roles or user, here we have so let's say we have gone to tools, we have gone to security console, then a page opens. Here we have multiple choices for roles, for users and XYZ. Then we have administration. We'll go to administration here. We'll go to tools security console and we'll go to administration here. This is which is usually present in the same page below the roles and users. And what we do is we will go to this is the administration section. We'll click on this and we'll go to what are we doing here is copying the role from a seeded role. So we will check for role copy status because we are performing the copying action. So we'll go for role copy status tab and we will refresh there and we will see if the process is completed or not with the process code. This is a tab. Once we click on administration, a new page opens and there are multiple tabs. We'll go for role copy status tab, refresh there and see if the process is completed or not with this process code. Once this is done, the role is copied from the standard role and it is associated with all the usernames that we have added here. So once this is done, the next one is to create a custom role from scratch, or what we do is we'll go to tools security console, we'll search for a role, we'll go to tools security console and roles. As I said, like after security console there is a page opens and there are multiple options: roles, users, XYZ and administration. So we'll go to the roles option. In the roles option, what we do, this page opens. Here the first front page, a code. There are two bars for searching. One is for the type of role, one is for the role name. Apart from this, in the page, same page, there is a button to create role, for creating a role, which is create role on the top right in the same page. So here there is a button for create role. So what we do, see in the top right corner, once we go to tool security console, roles, on the top right corner we have a create role option. We'll click on it. Now we need to give these three information: role name, role code and role category. Here we need to give the role category because we are creating it from the custom. In the initial one and the previous one, the same role category was copied. So we'll give role name, role code. This should be given in capital without a space. Then in role category there are multiple, like here I have chosen common job role. We have common duty role, common privileges and etc. same things. So here right now I am creating a job role. For that I have chosen common job role. One more thing to notice here is, let's say I want to assign any privilege or a duty role to the user. First of all, I need to create a job role because the hierarchy is like this. How is the hierarchy? Can I assign a form and function or a submenu directly to the responsibility? No, I need to create a menu for that. So because menu has submenus and forms and functions, and for menus were attached to the responsibility. Similarly, if responsibility was attached to user, was given to user. Similarly, if I want to give a privilege or a duty role, directly to the user, it's not possible. What I need to do is to create a job role, to attach privileges and duty role to the job role. This I can check in Simulator Navigator, and in the next steps we'll see how to assign a data access set, because after creating a job role, I can attach a job role like a maybe AP. I'll copy a role like account payable manager, and I'll assign to a user. It won't work because I need to give the data access to that particular user, the set of a particular set of data I need to give. We will see in the next steps. Um, yeah, so here we will go to tool security console roles. After that we'll go to create role, which is on the top right. We'll give role name, role code, role category. This is, I've chosen common job role. After that, the next step is to give a functional security policy. Uh, so in the functional security policy, again we'll click on add FSP if we want to add few more, or we can delete the existing ones, selecting on those and deleting those. How to find which are the whichever functional security policies are present for that particular job role, or a similar role. That, let's say I want to copy a role which is similar to AP manager, then how to find this is to use the simulator navigator. We'll get a list of FSPs which are predefined for the standard role, and we'll similarly, after checking the list, we'll either add or delete the existing ones. Then we'll go to next step. We'll go for data security policy. Here again we have three options, as I mentioned previously. For an FSP there are only two options, like for adding it or for deleting it, whereas for data security policies there are three: for either creating it or removing it or editing it. So now I am creating here one. What I am trying to do is, here I am trying, DSP is nothing but data security policy. So I am trying to give security to a particular data set of a particular database resource or object. So the first column name is policy name. The next one is, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give so here with the name itself we can remember what are the columns that need to be given. Here it's nothing but data security policy. So because it's a policy, so first of all I'll give the policy name. The second one is, I'm trying to provide security to the one database resource. So here the next one is, which object or which database resource I need, what is the name of the database resource or object for which I need to give security. Here I have chosen business unit and the policy name is access business unit, for example. So after this, now this is an object, database resource or object to which I will be giving security, for which I have created this policy with this policy name. But after this I need to see what particular data set of that particular database resource or object I need to create a policy for. Like data set meaning for all the values, for the data set which is selected by a key, or which is selected by a instance set. For that particular instance, only one instance set of data I'll give security. So there are three options here in the data set: all, select by key, and select by instance set. So we'll select all values here. Apart from that, what are the actions I need to take? For example, I have selected here for the payables or AP manager, similar to this. So in the actions, we'll see report payables and all the, you have a list here. We'll select all these things. In the previous video when we were trying to edit here in the DSP, here also we clicked on actions and it gave a list of all the things to edit, and we'll checked or unchecked all among that list all the policies, and we clicked OK. While doing this, again it's the same thing. First thing is the policy name, second thing is for what DB object or resource I am creating a policy, for what data set of that resource, is it the all values, or is it selected by a key, or is it selected by a instance set. The next thing is what are the actions I need to, what are the actions which are allowed on that data set. So it will give me a list and will check or uncheck. The last step is to have a start date and end date. This policy is applicable for how long. So we have a start date and end date here and description if you want. So after giving all these things, the next step is to go for role hierarchy. Again, you'll search for a role, we'll click on add role, search for it, click on add role membership. The next step is actually segregation of duties, but this step is deleted, so we don't need to check on this. So after the role hierarchy, we'll go to users. In users, we'll again add user, we'll search for the user and add user to the role. We'll again do add user, search, and then we'll here click add user to role. Click on this. Once this is done, we'll all again have a summary of all the steps performed. We'll check it and we'll do save and submit. Here also we have a process code. We'll search with the process code, we'll go to administration. Administration, where we can find in tools, security console in the left hand side. Once we go to tools and security console, in the left hand side we have administration. So here in role copy state, here we are not copying, so this is not the one. So once this is done, we can directly go and check if the, because we have here I have attached users, directly attached user in this step, so I can log in with the user and check if, or we'll go to we'll search the users and we'll check if the role is present or not. The next one is to compare role. So this is again used to check whichever what, so there are three things which are attached. Here we'll see why this compare role is used. We'll go to tools, security console, roles. We'll search for a job role like AP manager, account payable manager, and we'll click on this. Here we have a compare role option. Once we do compare role, we have two things. The first, we will have two fields. First field is first role, this is nothing but AP manager. Second role is, again we'll give the name for the second role with which I want to compare this AP manager role, job role. Now I've given two role names. The next thing is I want to do a filter. So what is my filtering criteria? Here we have four filtering criteria, either all, these are the ones, either all, or functional security policies, or data security policies, or inherited roles. So I can compare two roles based on these filter criteria, either all of these options, or FSPs, or DSPs, that is data security or functional security policies, or inherited rules. After this, there is again, after once I have done the filtering thing, how the output is shown. What do I need to see in the output? What is my requirement? So here also we have four. Show, we have four options. All the values in both the present which are present in both roles, the values which are only present in the first role, the values which are present only in second role. Once these things are selected, we do click on compare. So here it will show how the output comes. I'll show. The type is nothing but the filtering criteria here. It could be inherited role, it could be a FSP. So among the two job roles, let's say I have clicked on all here, and I have clicked on all, that I need everything, that is FSP, DSPs and inherited roles in both the job roles, what are present and what are not present. Then my type is inherited role first of all. Then we'll what is the privilege name for that, here we'll have the privilege name for the inherited role. Sorry, what is the role? This is the inherited role, and what is the name here? And this role 1 and role 2 both have this inherited role. The next one is a functional security policy. Now this policy is missing from both, or it is present in one or it's not present in another one. So this is how the list comes. Again, here we have an option to export this information to the Excel, and there's another option for adding this to the second role. So this is how compare role works. The next one is to do an auto provision rule. So for auto provisioning rule is like, let's say if my user belongs to a location Delhi, then what I need is, if the user or any particular criteria, it could be, the criteria could be a legal, there are multiple criteria like legal, who's the legal employer, what is the business unit, etc., etc., and like what is the location. Here I am taking example of location. Let's say if the user is from Delhi, then I need that for that particular user there should be 2 or 3 auto provision roles to be automatically assigned. So what happens is, first thing what we'll do is, first of all, how to see it. We'll go to tools, security console, roles. Here we have 2 options. We'll first user, for the particular user, let's say XYZ is the username, and we'll search for it, we'll click on it. After that we'll click on edit. So right now this will show me the username, and I'll select on it and click on the edit one, that I'm editing the existing user now. So this a page opens. Now in the page I have 2 options, either to add role. So here if I do add role, I'll click on add role, I'll search for the role name, and I'll do add role membership. This is what we've done here. Here in this step in role hierarchy, add role, searching for the role, add role membership. This is the normal step. But if I want to do that for the particular criteria, I want a mapping, or if the user is from this business unit or from this legal entity or from this location, there are multiple criteria here. Then what I want is there are certain auto provision roles are present which should be assigned to the user from which is fulfilling these criteria. Then what we do is, so here after editing the user, I search the username and I'll click on edit. After that we have 2 options, add role and add role auto provision role. So here we will be doing this auto provision role. How to do it? First of all, we'll go to setup and maintenance. We'll search setup and maintenance on depending upon which offering I want to do it. If it's a finance or CRM or HCM, whatever, then we'll go to setup. Here there is another thing, we need to select setup finance, because right now we are dealing with AP, right? So we'll select setup finance. If it's for CRM, then we'll select CRM. If it's for HCM, we'll select HCM. So in setup and maintenance, we'll select setup finance. We'll search for what I want to do is, I want to provide the auto provisional roles to the users which satisfy a particular criteria. So manage role provisional rules. So here we'll search for manage role provisioning rules, because this is the work that I need to do. So manage role provisioning rules. I will click on plus. Here I need to give two things. The first one is the mapping name, second one is the criteria. So let's say my mapping name is access location mapping, and there are multiple criteria like legal employer, BU, etc., and location. I am choosing location as Delhi office. So this is my criteria. So I've chosen mapping name and criteria. I'll click on OK. The next step is to, in the same page we have, we'll click on, we'll scroll down and we'll click on plus to add the roles. So for this particular, if a user satisfies this criteria that the location is Delhi office, then what I'll do is we will add add the roles. Automatically we will add the number of roles that I want. So here let's say I want to add 2 roles to the user which satisfies this criteria, location is Delhi. Then so here after this location is Delhi, we'll do OK, we'll scroll down, we'll click on plus. I will add the roles here. We'll click on plus to add the roles, search the role names and click on OK and save and close. This setup and maintenance part is done. Next thing, I'll come to this tools security console, users. I'll search the username, I'll click on it, I'll click on edit. Then we have two things here, add role and add auto provision role. I'll click on this auto provision role. What it does is, once I click on it, it will give me a choice to select auto provision checkbox. There is a auto provision checkbox which is clicked. So here we have a checkbox and it should be clicked here. After clicking this button, I will be checking this checkbox, auto provision rule. Sorry, auto provision. This checkbox is clicked and automatically 2 roles are assigned, whichever the roles we added here to this criteria. Here these 2 roles are assigned to the user along with the other roles. These are auto provisioned. So how I know that it is assigned to the same user? Because I have logged in with a particular username, and if the user satisfy this location criteria, this is its location information is from Delhi office, then 2 roles need to be assigned to this particular user. And we'll click on add auto provision roles. Select this checkbox and automatically this is done. The next one is data access and how to assign the data access set. So as we know, data role is a combination of job role plus data access set. Data access set is dependent on which data is being given to that particular role. So because data role, for user to access the data, not only job role is required, we also need data access set. So this is nothing but the title or who is doing the work. this is nothing but a set of which data is being accessed, and this is dependent upon legal employer and business unit. So without it, what happens is it shows the error that change data access set. If I do not have a data access set assigned to for the particular user, then it shows change data access set error. So what we'll do is, first of all, the first step is to go to tools, security consoles user, search and open the username and click on edit. Here we'll attach a role, which is for example here it's a job role. I'm attaching a job role here. Add role, search and add this role. Here we'll search with the name general accountant, and here again after searching it general accountant, after this shows up, add role membership. First step is to search for a username, click on edit, add role, search the role name, here it is general accountant. After that, add role membership. This is done. The next step is go to setup and maintenance, setup finance. Again I'm choosing finance because I'm dealing with the finance related information. So setup finance. Next thing is manage data access to users. Manage data access for users. I'll search here and I'll click on plus. Here I need to give 4 information. One is the username, next one is the role name that for which I am giving the data access. Third one is the security context. Fourth one is security context value. So username is the same username here I have logged in with. Here I have searched a particular username and I have add role to it. So for the same, let's say here my username which I have selected and opened and add the role to is XYZ. So here also I'll give XYZ. This role name is general accountant, which I've added here. So I will add the general accountant role. The next is security context. Here I will give as data access set. This is the value I should give here for security context. The next one is security context value. This will be auto populated. We don't need to do anything. It will be auto populated here. So we'll click on save. First step is to check if this is present or not now. So we'll log in from that user, let's say XYZ here. I'm logging in with XYZ. Because here the job role was general accountant, again I'll go to general accounting, we'll go to journals. Here usually initially once you click on after going to general accounting and clicking on journals, error was appearing that change the data access set. Here after attaching this, the error doesn't exist, it does not exist. So after journals, we'll search in a page kind of, we'll click on page on the right hand side of the page. So after clicking on journals, a page opens with this kind of page kind of a icon on the right hand side. So click on that icon. This is a taskbar or a page kind of icon. So after journals, we will go to create journal. Here in this list there is a create journal option. So we'll click on create journal and we'll give the ledger name here. Sorry, we'll not give the ledger name here. After selecting general accounting, after logging in from that the username that I have given and going to general accounting journals, usually the error appears as change data access set. Now after making this change or attaching it for this particular username to this particular role name, I have attached a data access set and its value is populated. Now this error disappears, like change DSS, it doesn't come. So I'll go to a taskbar on the page. And we will have a create journal option. In the create journal option, a page opens and here this journal, this ledger value is auto populated. This field is auto populated. Now this ledger value is same as the security context value that we have given here. So this is how we give, this is the data access and how to assign this data access set for the particular user.